just want to tell the listeners, you don't look like you drink a lot of beer. You're not overweight. You don't have a red nose.
I am really enjoying this show. I'm going to listen to this show every week.
I was going to say, because you can't keep a job at Stevens for 25 years if you come to work drunk, hungover all the time.
Yeah, we're kind of at work all the time, too. Like, I'm on call all the time.
Yeah, it is the 21st century, and everybody on call all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially in the last year when we've been working from home. I've got some work to do when I get home today. I need to finish something up.
And your IT operations, that is always on call. If anything goes wrong, you are, 2 o'clock in the morning, you're down there or logging in somewhere.
Honestly, I feel like I have to be conscious of that because what I'm pushing and trying to promote is something that's not good for everyone. I grew up with some alcoholics, and I know what that's like, and I have to be kind of serious about that. And then there's the drinking and driving. I hate to tell people, go to this event and drink 10 beers. No, I don't want anybody drinking and driving. I don't want anybody abusing it, and you got to kind of have control of it. And if you don't have control of it, really, you shouldn't get into beer.
You're not a 30-pack a weekend guy.
No, I like a beer or two a night sometimes. Sometimes I'll go a week without having a single beer.
What?
And sometimes maybe I have too many beers, and I'll take an Uber. But
you're not perfect.
I'm human, and I enjoy beer.
So let's do another one. I don't like that one. I'm not even going to.
Let's see what we can.
The blueberry's no good.
Have you ever had Flyway Blue Wing?
No. Who does that one?
They are a North Little Rock brewery just across the river. I know he knows what this one is.
Mm-hmm. This is your favorite, Gray?
They give money to the Audubon Society in support of birds, and so therefore they are my favorite.
Dude, I'm kind of a bird brain too. I really like birds,
and that's what we have much to talk about.
That was my passion when I was a kid. Like, we had bird feeders and bird houses, and I love birds.
Gray has a degree in birds.
What?
He's a chicken farmer.
Chickens.
He's chickens. He has a degree in chickens.
Well,
he's an
opera-singing
chicken farmer.
All right, that's
wow.
We're cracking the bird beer.
Oh,
I'm just so into this.
Probably
this is my favorite. This is my favorite episode ever.
If this isn't the number one selling beer in Arkansas, it's number 1 or 2.
Really?
Easily top 3 for sure.
Right,
they've done really well
with
this beer. I don't know what seltzers have done to this beer. It's a super light beer, really flavorful but I think maybe seltzers could have cut into the sales of it. I don't know.
This is really good, but it does taste like heartburn in a can. To me, that first beer. Maybe it was just because it was the first beer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Give me some of that first beer again. Let me see. I'm going to compare it.
I've drank my share of this Blue Wing through the years, and I plan on drinking more.
This one tastes very much like blueberry.
Is this an IP?
No.
What is an IPA?
You're getting into a lot more bitter beers there.
I think that's probably what I like better.
Really? Okay. I love the bitter beers. I really love them.
Would you consider this maple beer a bitter beer?
No, I would not.
Yeah, this is really, really good.
I think that one's pretty smooth. It's got a lot of almost a caramelly kind of flavor to it, but it's super easy to drink.
All right, Gray, you can have this one back. This is heartburn in a can for me.
All right, I see kind of what you lean towards then. I should have brought an IPA. I didn't know if you were a beer drinker at all.
You think because I'm a chick, I want it sweet, don't you?
No, because my wife loves IPAs. My wife, and we'll go to we used to. This doesn't really happen anymore because I think that whole stigma of chick beers, they used to call them, is out the window. I hope it is. It's offensive and stupid. We used to go to places. My wife used to pull up to the bar and they'd say, what can I get you? And she said, I'm not sure. And they'd say, we got a new fruit, something. She's like, do you have a double IPA? Something. And she doesn't limit herself in that. And your taste buds, typically women's taste buds are better than men's. I don't know why that is, but she picks out more.
We smell better.
Well, that's for sure. But she picks out flavors and stuff that I don't get sometimes. And I'm impressed by that. She's a
little bitty petite thing, too. So she drinks beer with you?
She doesn't keep up with me. Maybe she does sometimes, but I weigh a lot more than her, so I should be able to drink a lot more. But yeah, she can hold her own for sure.
All right, what's the next one? And then we're going to the gluten-free beers.
I think that was all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's go
ciders.
to
ciders and seltzers.
So what's your beer scene while you're cracking this next one? You have quite a following, and why do you think people follow you? Is it because everybody loves beer? Is it because they learned something? Is it because it's educational?
I wish it was a little of all of those. I think it's because there was really no concise place to get all the info from all these breweries. Breweries are started by people that love to brew beer, but sometimes aren't the best marketers in the world. And some of them are great. Like Lost 40 and Flyway, they do and Stone's Throw, they all do incredible jobs. But at the beginning, like, you couldn't find out what events were where. A bar might be having a tap takeover, and you didn't know about it until it was over.
What's a tap takeover?
Like, they give a brewery 6 of their taps, and people can come in and try all their beers, maybe at a discount or maybe samplers, and kind of a tap invasion of the wall, fun stuff like that. But we used to not ever know when they were happening. So I thought, well, I'll just bring it all together. You come to one place, you come to my Twitter feed or blog or whatever, and I'm telling you what's going on. And I hope that's what got people there, was like, we need to know what's happening, and no one's telling us. Or you may have to follow 20 other Twitter feeds to find it. I hope you get it in one place now. That's how I started.
How often do you post on your Twitter feed?
It kind of depends on what's happening. Like, during this pandemic, there hasn't been much going on. Maybe a few times a day. Or when I travel, I try to post from where I'm at.
A few times a day is a lot to me.
Yeah, I think you can overdo it on Twitter, so I try not to do that.
You don't. Your blog looks like it's more monthly.
The blog has been up and down. There's been times when I posted once a day, and then I might fall into something. There's just not that much going on right now. I mean, most of these places are trying to survive the pandemic and figure out how to get back to normal. So there hasn't been a lot of events. They don't want people coming in groups. They may be releasing new beers, but yeah, everything's kind of been slow. But I have a feeling we're really about to pick up.
You are not kidding. You cannot get a hair appointment at the salon. I mean, it's booming. People are dying to get out of the house and do stuff.
I think that's where breweries are sitting right now.
I think you're right.
Lost 40's got a new place they're about to open. They announced it last week, called Camp Taco.
Where's that?
It's going to be where the old Rebel Kettle was, which is just a short distance from their current brewery. It's going to be specialty beers and lagers and tacos. They're going to be getting that going.
Now, why would you open up another beer place in the same location?
It's going to be different beers. It's going to get and different menu. So it's really 2 different facilities just under the same banner. But there would be totally different beers, totally different food. It'd be a totally different vibe if I know them. They're pretty good at doing that. We have another brewery in Bryan going to open in May, so they're going to get launched. The one in Jacksonville just opened, and I know they're really trying to get their feet under them there. So I think everybody's about to take off. I think it's time to get going again.
There must be so much business and so much profit in beer or something.
I think it was done right. Yeah, definitely. I think you have to have food, and you have to have a tap room that people want to come to.
Isn't the equipment very expensive?
It definitely can get really expensive. I mean, kind of both ends of it. You can almost build your own setup.
That's what you did when you were doing it in your home.
Yeah. Yeah, and it probably wasn't that good a beer coming out of there. It's probably why I don't have my own brewery. But you can also spend a fortune to get really great equipment. And does it make better beer? Sometimes probably, yeah, if you got some of the fancier stuff. But a lot of the beer making really, I always like to say, it comes from like the passion of making beer. Some of these little tiny breweries that don't have the fanciest setup really make cool beers.
In closing, to our listeners, thank you for spending time with us. We hope you've heard or learned something that's been inspiring or enlightening, and that whatever it is, will help you up your independence, your life, or your business. I'm Kerry McCoy, and I'll see you next time on Up in Your Business. Until then, be brave and keep it up.
If you liked this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the picture of Kerry's face in the center of the screen. To watch the full-length interview, click the video in the top right. For more interview highlights, click the video in the bottom right. Thank you for watching.